Okay, no shocking there, so that's good. So, of course, Trick or Treat happens in October, so this story actually has nothing to do with tonight's theme. And kind of did it because I really don't care about winning tonight because I've already won, right? No, that's not true. I do plan on winning again. Judges. So, this story takes place, it's my last time trick-or-treating, in effect. I'm 14 years old, and I really didn't want to go trick-or-treating. I felt like I was too tall. I was too big for this event. But I have a younger sibling that's 8 years younger, and I actually talked to him during the Thanksgiving, and he said, I've seen your stories on the Tell, and why haven't you ever told the story about, the time you took me trick-or-treating? And I was like, I thought that would be too embarrassing for you. And he said, no, that's really a good story. And I was like, if you're cool with it, bro, I can do it when I get up there. And he's like, do it. So now you can see this on video, Jesse, and this one's for you, bro. I've been approved for this story. So I'm 8 years older than my brother Jesse, and this is going to be my last time trick-or-treating until I have offspring. And he's 8 years younger than I am, and he goes as, what's that guy that has the metal things coming out of his fists? Yes, he's a cute little Wolverine, and I didn't really put much time and effort into my costume, so I was a Mexican. I figured if I put on a sombrero and I have plenty of them around home and a poncho, finito. So that's what I was. I literally went as a Mexican, and people thought my poncho looked so awesome. And they were like looking at my costume. They wanted me to take pictures with Wolverine, my brother. And my mother, she was really awesome about Halloween, and we would pick up the Journal. It's the only time we ever bought the local newspaper, because we didn't really care about what happened in our town, nor were we a part of it. But when we did pick up the local newspaper, it was to find out the schedule for Halloween, what cities in our neighboring area were having it on what day. We were a neighboring city, kind of like here in Fargo-Moorhead. Illinois was to the east of us, and so we would try to hit as many Halloweens as possible so that we could collect as much candy as possible. And my mom was all for this, collect the candy. And I know they took their share, it's like mafia, Mexican mafia. It was my portion. And they would select their candy first looking for razor blades and drugs. That was we gotta check the candy. And so they selected what they liked first, and that was fine. Didn't realize that until later, and now I use it. But I'm out with my brother, and my mom would do this thing where she'd drop us off at the end of a block, and she'd pick us up at the end of the block, and then we would empty out our candy so we'd look like we didn't have much candy, and people would give us more candy. That was the theory. And so we were walking, and we reached, the end of the block, and it was late. Halloween was going to be over. And my mom wasn't there. I'm looking for my mom. It's in the Ford Escort, tiny little brown car, easily missed, but definitely not there. The streets really, at the end of this block, trickled off, and it was just darkness. And I thought this would be a good time to fuck with my brother. And I was like, can't believe this happened. And my little brother Jesse's like, what? I was like, oh, trick-or-treat's over. Trick-or-treat is over. And he's like, what happened? What happened, Junior? He called me Junior, because my father's name was Octavio too. And I was like, I thought maybe if I stayed with you, they would keep me. But now we're gonna have to use this candy to survive. That's why we've been collecting candy all day. Sometimes your parents, they wait for you at the end of the block and they pick you up. And you get to continue being part of the family. But if they don't, You have to survive off of the candy that you have, so don't start eating anything yet. You're gonna have to ration this. No! My brother's freaked. He's like, what? Why? Why? They wanted to keep me. They love me. You're the bad one. You're the bad one. That's why I'm here. I was like, don't do this, Jesse, because listen, we could be split up. When we go to houses now, we don't say trick or treat anymore. It's like, will you take me? And if they do, then you get to come in, but you can make this about me and you. And if they don't want to take you, then you don't have to stay there. We can just keep on living off of our candy. And Jesse was like, in tears, just like, no, they love me. I'm like, I know, Jesse, I know they love you. I've done bad things, and I know that you don't deserve this. He's like so mad at me. But at the same time, I was like, do you just want to go off on your own? Do you want to be a part? He's like, no. So I kind of got him between a rock and a hard place, like expressing his love to me, but still realizing that he's really mad because I broke up his family. That they would rather lose both of us than keep me. And I love the little guy, but I put him through these kinds of things frequently. And I realize that's why we have a strong bond now, because we lived through this. But I told him, I was like, I want to be with you, Jesse. I want us to be together as a family with whoever it is. White people, brown people, it's just... Are you going to stick with me? He's like, oh, yeah. I am. And he's holding my hand. It's just the tightest little clinch ever. His little 8-year-old hand just like gripping onto me. With his little spears coming off the end. And then my mom drives up. In the Ford Escort. And she's like, meep, meep, meep. And Jesse just runs out into the street. Like in front of the vehicle, he throws himself on the hood of the car. He's like, panicked, just panicked, like he had spotted her and she was gonna try and drive away. And he's just bawling, his like makeup is smearing, and she gets out of the car and she's like, what did you do? What did you do? And just starts beating me for no reason. I had not done anything that she was aware of at this point. It was really my only defense. But there's no leap of faith. I just wasn't here in October. Thanks, everybody.